Is it possible that inflammation is the reason that you don't like to exercise? Hmm, we'll explore that in today's episode. Welcome back to the Well Women Flourish podcast, where we help women flourish through fitness, nutrition, and mindset. I am Alexis Crisp, certified personal trainer, flourishing life coach, and nutrition educator. Have you ever told yourself that you are going to get started exercising as soon as you have more energy? Maybe your joints are hurting and you just simply don't feel well. What if those feelings are not just a lack of motivation? What if the inflammation that is happening in your body is what's working against you? That's what we're talking about today. I want to connect the dots between inflammation, movement, and nutrition. I'm going to share a free resource that I have available for you to take the first step. It's a 14-day anti-inflammatory grocery guide. You can listen to the end and also check in the show notes to see the link to receive that resource. Inflammation is your body's natural healing response. So it's something that is beneficial for us for our well-being that when it goes to the extreme now becomes to our detriment. Now, how is inflammation helpful? Inflammation is helpful because if I cut my finger or I have a virus or any type of injury to my body, inflammation is what is going to help me recover. But the problem comes in when inflammation does not turn off. Let's talk about some of the contributors to this chronic inflammation that we are dealing with in alarming numbers. Poor nutrition is one of the contributing factors. Also, chronic stress, lack of sleep is another. Lack of sleep is an area, it's a challenge for me. It's an area that I'm working on in this season of my life because my sleep hygiene is really not in a good place. But I'm working on it. I am working on it one day at a time. Sitting too much, a sedentary lifestyle, is another contributing factor for chronic inflammation. Also, excess body fat, but I'm going to focus on the poor nutrition and processed foods for the sake of this conversation, since the resource I have available for you is an anti inflammatory grocery guide, because some people just feel overwhelmed and don't know what should I be eating. I have a resource for you that lists out exactly things that you could be eating, things that could be options for you that are anti inflammatory. Over time, this inflammation in our bodies, when it starts to overrun our systems, and it shows up differently for everyone, it could show up as joint pain, fatigue, having digestive issues, headaches, brain fog, stiffness, and even just feeling older and run down than you really are. And guess what happens when we're feeling all of those different things? When your body does not feel well and it's hurting, exercise just feels harder. Of course it does. And when exercise feels harder, it's even harder to believe that you have the ability to get up and do it. And it's easy to believe that you're lazy or undisciplined. Many times, you're actually fighting your biology, which is this inflammation. Now, here's something that I find interesting is that exercise is actually one of the best anti-inflammatory tools that we have. Regular movement helps to reduce inflammatory markers all throughout our bodies. It improves our insulin sensitivity. It's going to strengthen our muscles and help with any joint pain that we might be having. It's obviously going to help with your circulatory system, helping to regulate your hormones and your immune system. The main challenge that I think we're having is that inflammation often makes taking that first step to get started feel incredibly difficult. And then we wind up in a cycle. You don't move because you hurt. You don't exercise because you don't have energy. You continue hurting. You continue not having energy and feeling fatigue. And then breaking that cycle becomes even harder for us. Exercise and nutrition are hands down my side by side number one tools for supporting my wellness and just overall health. Nutrition is going to be the key. because what you put into your body is going to determine how your body is going to move. Food is information for our bodies. Every meal is either supporting or healing inflammatory conditions. I will say that again. Every item of food that you put in your mouth, it is either going to be beneficial for healing or it's going to be contributing to the inflammation. This means that we have to create a system or a new pattern of behavior where we're making choices that are going to help our body to feel well. Instead of asking, what should I stop eating? Because a lot of people feel that dieting, which I don't generally like or use that word, but for the sake of ease of conversation, we're calling the foods that you eat on a regular basis as part of your plan your diet. We don't want to think about it in a restrictive way. So I don't think about what should I stop eating. I instead start to ask, what can I add in to nourish my body today? What foods can I eat that are going to provide my body with the best nourishment to do the work that I am demanding for it to do, to wake up feeling energized, clear-headed, clear-minded so that I can execute the tasks that I have, so that I can prioritize the work that is in front of me, get to the places I need to get to, and be energized when I get there. What are the foods that are going to help support me in doing these things? One of the biggest questions I get from people is, what should I eat? And that's why I am sharing this anti inflammatory resource, because I know it can feel overwhelming in the grocery store, especially when the marketing teams of all of these food products are putting things on the package that make them look like they are healthy for us, and it gets confusing to really understand what we should be eating. Also, I'm going to recommend an app at the end of this message as well, to go along with the grocery guide, so that when you're in the grocery store, you can actually scan to see which products have harmful ingredients that could be disruptive to your endocrine system. This grocery guide is designed to help reduce decision fatigue. What I would recommend is scanning through. It has listed out proteins, fats, and carbohydrate options, and just highlight the ones that you like. I always recommend to people, let's not focus on what I don't like. So if you look at the list of vegetables, you see broccoli and spinach, don't harp on the fact that, oh, I don't like spinach. Let's focus on the things that you do like. There should be at least a handful, 3 or 4 vegetables that you would enjoy. Focus on those, because that's part of the mindset shift. If we are only in conversation and complaining about things that we don't like, it's going to make this transition to eating healthy foods, beneficial foods, even more challenging, because you are getting in your own way with negative self talk about the things that you don't like, instead of focusing on foods that you do enjoy that would be beneficial. So I'm not suggesting that you like and enjoy everything on the list. I'm suggesting that we use these lists as a guide to pick out 2, 3, 4 items from each category and start there. Because the next thing that's going to happen, and this is what I experienced, is that when you start to eat beneficial foods, your taste buds are going to change. Your gut health is going to transform. You're going to recalibrate your gut health so that you then desire foods that you didn't enjoy before. My experience is that once I started juicing and taking in more real foods, I no longer craved the sweets the way I did before. I was a person who was eating bagels, lots of pizza, lots of bowls of cereal, and I'm talking at all at one time. I really enjoyed these things, and this was regular for me. But once I started with juicing, now I like vegetables. I like peas. I never liked them before, and that was a shift for me. Consider that everything about what you think you like is a lie. That's the realization that I came to. Because I was eating such heavily processed foods, I recognized that the information I had given my body was a lie that was then telling me that I liked certain things and I desired certain things, but that was based on false information from ultra processed foods. So I remove those things from my nutrition. I start to eat whole, real foods, and now I have a better mindset about what I desire to eat and a more expansive mindset. I like things, I'm willing to try things, different vegetables from other cultures and things that I did not eat before because I took that time to recalibrate my taste buds and my gut health. Now, what does scripture say to support that we should be living our very best energetic lives without being underneath all of those symptoms and conditions I described when it comes to chronic inflammation? 3rd John chapter 1 verse 2 says, and this is the scripture that I really stand on in terms of us living a flourishing life. Beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health, just as your soul prospers. God cares about our whole health, and taking care of your body is not about chasing perfection. This is about stewardship, stewarding over the gift He's given you so that you have the energy and strength to serve your family, your community, your church, all of the things in your life, and ultimately your purpose and your calling, the thing that He has put you on the earth to do, because He has a plan and a purpose for all of our lives. And scripture does not support that it's to be in dysfunction in terms of our health, feeling low and tired, sluggish, and like we don't want to get up and do things for the day. The link to receive this grocery guide will be in the show notes. Please be sure to check that out. Send me a message. I'm always down for a chat about healthy eating and how we can live better lives. And before we close, I want to leave you with these 3 questions. Question number 1: am I avoiding movement because my body genuinely doesn't feel good? Number 2: what is one anti inflammatory food I can add to my grocery cart this week? I want you to take action on this immediately. I do believe that when we take action on things that are beneficial to us immediately, such as exercising, go ahead and purchase some of these items and get them into your nutrition immediately. I do believe that God sees our effort and just comes behind us to help energize that effort that we're taking. So, what is one anti inflammatory food that you can add to your cart immediately? Not even this week, like immediately right now. And then, what's one 5-minute workout that I can complete today? My suggestion would be to sign up for my 26 days of movement challenge, where the challenge is to move consistently with me. I have a video series. It's a 30-day video series, but the challenge is to just take 26 of those days to move. That gives us 4 days of grace. That information on how to sign up for that is in the show notes as well. My suggestion is never that we try to change everything, because that's not what I did. This is a journey I've been on for over 20 years, and here is where I am at this point. And it is my goal to share this information with as many women as possible, because I am living the best physical health that I could possibly live. I am enjoying my late 40s. My menstrual cycle is in order. I have not had cramps in 6 years. Eczema cleared up. Seasonal allergies cleared up. And I want this for everyone. As we wrap up, if this message today has encouraged you, if it has challenged you, I do invite you to download that grocery guide that I have available, and share this episode with a friend that can join you on this journey, because trust me, we are not alone in these challenges with our health, and I do believe that we flourish better together. Thank you for joining me today on the Well Women Flourish podcast. Until next time, keep taking bold, consistent action, because every healthy choice is helping you to flourish. Be well.